What's up, guys? So I'm not a Noelle main, but I know a lot of you guys are, and I respect it. I've always thought Noelle teams were pretty cool. So with Linnea releasing and there finally being a lot of geo content around recently, I really wanted to see how much investment a DPS Noelle could need to clear Fearless. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering similar things, trying to see if Linnea is worth getting for your Noelle. So just to make it clear, I personally don't care about making Noelle a driver. I doubt you do as well. So I've got Noelle on Ito's signature and we're going to ball out, make her do some damage. So today we're taking on the Fearless difficulty, fighting the Radiant Moongecko. So pretty cool gameplay, right? As you saw, I managed to clear Fearless. Let's go through some of the builds. So first of all, I did have Noelle on a 5-star weapon. She's a 1.0 old character, give me a break. But the rest of the characters here, I do try to keep on budget, affordable weapons. Here's Noelle's build again. 200 ER, it feels like quite a lot. Maybe you could cut it down quite a bit, but for Stygian, you're starting off with no energy. I did want quite a bit of ER to work with. I have gone with Nordcry DPS set, Knights of the Sky Unveiling, focusing on crit and defense. These are some pretty decent pieces. Energy recharge, defense goblet, crit damage circlet. I am using her on C6. Let's be honest, if you're playing Noelle at this point, you've also got her on C6. And interestingly, I do not have crown talents. So in a way, this is quite relatable. The Linnea build is similar to my other Linnea video. I've got her on slingshot and a pretty standard or bad set. C0 and Linnea, I do have double crowned. Columbina, it's a pretty respectable build with favonius, codex and the same set. Trying to maximize the damage here, trying to go for crit ER. She is the solo hydra in this team, so you do want a lot of ER. Okay, I know you're seeing some of these pieces, they do look kind of crazy, but I got lucky. C0 and then I have on 999 talents. To be honest, again, if you had her crowned, you definitely don't need insane artifacts. I don't even think she's the main damage dealer in this team. Last character is Eatlua, who are actually put on favonius. Usually in Eatlua teams, I like to give him Dragon's Bane for extra buffs. But I thought Noelle is kind of sus with the energy, so favonius Lance was quite comfortable. I've got him on the SMS set, trying to maximize EM. The stack EM, the crit doesn't matter, he does no damage. But I do have him on C6, and to be honest, I did try without constellations. The C6 definitely does help, given this crit rate for Noelle. That's what kind of allowed me to go for a crit damage circlet. I know you might be saying, oh, if you have a C6 Eat Lure, you probably have a Zabai who is way better than Noelle, but again, this video is for the Noelle mains. I'm sure there's some of you who pulled Eat Lure or C6 Goro for your Noelle. And again, I don't even have him max talents either, so some of these talents here will increase his buff even more. So a question you might have, you might want to know, how much better is Linnea here than one of the old teams? Like maybe a team like this, maybe with Shilonen. And again, I'm not gonna lie, I did try to do this same fight with Shilonen and with some of the older teams, and yeah, it was rough. But what I'm going to do instead, let's go over to the Abyss, which is a bit more chill, and then we can compare some of the teams there. I think there's quite a few things Linnea does really well for Noelle. First thing you'll notice is her ability to battery Noelle from off-field. She's off-fielder just like Chiori and Albedo, but she did provide Geo res buffs. So she's buffing your Noelle, but also Linnea is buffing your Hydro Geo team. Unlike characters like Chiori, Albedo, Shilona, Linnea is literally designed specifically for Hydro Geo teams, and Noelle for the last couple years has been really popular with characters like Farina. So looking at the clear times, I was about 20 seconds faster in each chamber. Now to be fair, the Abyss does favor the new Lunar reaction, so obviously Linnea has an advantage there. You could also optimize the old team better than I did, but it does seem like quite a big of an increase. So let's show the old team's builds that I was using. It's the same Noelle build, it's the same Itlua build, and it's the same Colombina build. I just brought Farina in. I did think about playing a triple Geo team, but I know a lot of Noelle players play her with Farina, so I thought I would use Farina. To be fair, I am using a budget Farina build. So I'm using Favonius Sword and I'm using Golden Troop here, which may not be optimal. I was thinking about maybe bringing SMS to Farina and then using Instructor on Itlua. But I don't know how much big of a difference that would do. Also, to be fair, I know a lot of Noelle players probably have constellations on their Farina, probably fully invested in your Farina. So you're gonna have to judge. Your old team might be a lot more higher investment than mine, but at the same time, Linnea probably still would be a good increase. You probably could replace Itlua and maybe do something like this, but judge for yourself. I mean, this is just my first impressions of the new Noelle teams. What I would recommend is waiting until Linnea's release and then ask some other Noelle mains with similar investment to you and then see how they like their Linnea, if that helps you decide if you want to pull. But anyway, shout out to Noelle mains. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If I was a Noelle main, I would pull for Linnea, but I'm not a Noelle main anyway. See you guys later.